love the one you win.
Imagine you're enjoying your slumber party with the boys when suddenly an uninvited guest crashes your party, and he is no ordinary guest, but a serial killer with a drill. Precisely that is what happens in the movie Slumber Party Massacre, where a deadly serial killer of 5, Russ Thorne, gatecrashes Trish Deveraux' slumber party and kills almost everyone except for 3 girls who live to live the nightmare once more. A movie from the parody genre, Slumber Party Massacre, introduces us to a deadly serial killer with no backstory. Although Russ Thorne dies in the first part, he gets reincarnated again in the movie's second part, and today we will explore this deadly villain and try to find out what makes him unique among others. So, are you ready? Before we go into explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin.
Takes a lot of love for a person to do this.
Who is Russ Thorne? Russ Thorne is a psychotic serial killer whose past is not known. He has a sketchy personality and hardly speaks except for a few lines. One thing that he can tell from his actions is that Russ is a sexual sadist who uses a power drill as a proxy for sex. He is mostly after women, however he would not back away from killing men who get in the way. Nobody knows about Thorne's background, although it was mentioned on the radio that Russ was imprisoned for killing 5 people in 1969. After that, he was called a mass murderer. However, it is not clear whether he killed all of the 5 people at once or over some time. Russ was responsible for killing a total of 16 people, including the ones shown in the film. However, it was never disclosed what made Russ turn into a gruesome serial killer. Terrifying story arc of Russ Thorne explored. Russ Thorne is the main villain of the Slumber Party Massacre. Trish Deveraux, an 18-year-old high school teen, throws a slumber party at her place while her parents are out of town. On the morning of the slumber party, Trish gets ready for school. Meanwhile, Russ Thorne has escaped from prison and stolen a van from a telephone repair woman after killing her. Trish reaches school and meets her friends Kim, Jackie, Diane, and other girls on her basketball team. Valerie Bates, a new girl who lives next door to Trish, gets invited to the party. However, she refuses after she overhears Diane saying mean things to her. Meanwhile, Russ is watching the girls as they leave school. A girl named Linda goes back to school to retrieve something when she gets attacked by Russ, who kills her with his power drill. The slumber party begins that evening while Valerie, who is next door, babysits her sister Courtney. Diane's boyfriend and 2 other boys arrived at the party to sneak on the girls. Meanwhile, Russ arrives and kills Mr. Contant, the guy who was responsible for looking after the girls, so now these teenagers were all on their own with a serial killer on their premises. Unaware of all this, Diane is enjoying her time in the car with her boyfriend John, and she leaves to ask Trish's permission to go with John. However, when she returns to her horror, she discovers John's decapitated body. Horrified, Diane tries to flee but gets killed by the drill by Russ. The girls were on the phone with their coach, Mrs. Jana, when they found the pizza guy dead with his eyes gouged out. The girls started screaming. Hearing their screams on the phone, Mrs. Jana asks Valerie to check on the girls. Jeff and Neil try to escape for help, but Russ brutally kills them. Trish and Kim run upstairs and barricades themselves in Trish's bedroom. Valerie and Courtney reach Trish's house to find the house empty and dark, oblivious to the massacre. Russ enters through a window and kills Kim as Trish flees. Trish tries to flee. On the other hand, Valerie and Courtney find Kim dead. Russ tries to attack them, but Valerie manages to escape and enters the basement while Courtney hides under the couch. Meanwhile, Coach Jana arrives at Trish's place because she suspects something is wrong. She discovers the massacre and attacks Russ. Hysteric, Trish too gathers courage and attacks Russ with a knife, but it barely affects him. He attacks back, and while saving her, Coach Jana becomes Russ's next victim. That's when Valerie manages to pick up a machete, severs Russ's hand, and slashes his stomach, forcing him out the door. However, Russ rises and tries to kill them, but accidentally falls on the machete and dies. Trish and Valerie sob, however, Courtney looks on as the police arrive.
Tired of Valerie. I just want to make love to you.
Who is Rockabilly Russ Thorne? Are they the same? Rockabilly Russ Thorne is not exactly Russ Thorne, but in fact his reincarnation. He is the main antagonist of the Slumber Party Massacre 2. Like the original Russ Thorne, Rockabilly kills people with a driller. However, Rockabilly has an Elvis-like personality and tries to find love. He can invade people's dreams and uses a drill guitar hybrid, as his weapon. In Slumber Party Massacre, Courtney Bates, who survived the massacre of the first first film gets plagued by visions of Rockabilly Russ. Courtney decides to go to her friend Sheila's condo in Desert Springs to spend her birthday weekend with her friends Amy, Sheila, and Sally. Two girls, boyfriends TJ and Jeff, also arrive at the condo. Courtney invites her boyfriend Matt to stay with her. The night in the apartment, Courtney's visions of Rockabilly Ross gets violent, and as he threatens to kill her friends. On Courtney's birthday, Matt surprises her with a cake. However, he gets brutally murdered by Rockabilly Russ. He then kills Sally by impaling her with a drill. Sheila and TJ manage to flee while Courtney, Amy, and Jeff are trying to escape in Jeff's car, but Rockabilly murders Jeff, and Amy and Courtney run back to the house. Rockabilly then eviscerates and kills TJ. When TJ and Sheila are escaping to a nearby house for help, Sheila manages to flee to the condo but also gets killed by Russ. Amy and Courtney run to a construction site to escape, but Rockabilly follows them, and Amy accidentally falls off the site and dies. Rockabilly then asks Courtney to light him a cigarette. However, Courtney manages to light him on fire, killing him. However, this was not the end of the terror of Russ Thorne, as he continues to haunt Courtney's dreams. The horrific events turn Courtney into a person with a mental health condition. Power and abilities. Russ Thorne is different from other villains because he is a villain without a backstory. Why he killed people in California is not known. Only once he told Trish, "I love you," he added, and it takes a lot of love to kill you. Does he have a traumatic past? We don't know, nor does the movie try to make us aware of it. We all know that he had a drilling machine in his hand, and that's his weapon. That's what he uses to kill his victims. He's not just cold-blooded and a sadist, but he has a sharp mind. Thus, when Trish and her friends found the dead pizza delivery guy, they tried to contact someone over the phone to get some help. However, Russ ensures that they are cut off from the world, and thus he disconnects their phone connection, isolating them from the world. Moreover, just because using the drill is his signature style does not mean he would stick to it. When Neil attacked him with a knife, Russ used it to kill him while constantly stabbing him to death. It is one of the most brutal scenes of the movie, but if you want to compare which scene is most brutal in the films, then you will be in a complete fix because sophisticated killing isn't Russ Thorne's style. He is here to create a massacre, and he will make it bloody. However, there is one addition to his powers in the second part: his ability to control his dreams. Rockabilly Russ controls Courtney's dream and tells her that he will soon kill her friends and family. However, this version does not just have this power. This Russ Thorne version has one unique ability, which surprisingly isn't a killer's ability but a creator's ability. What is it? Well, this Russ Thorne's version can sing, and that makes this version deadlier than ever because he is not just killing people brutally and in front of their loved ones, but he is singing while on the killing spree. Now that's the villain you're looking for. He's a young, dashing rock star who wants revenge this time. After all, Courtney escaped her fate last time, but will it be the same this time? Rockabilly Russ is more than a human reincarnation. He is more of a deadly, ghostly reincarnation of the previous Russ Thorne version. His powers are more than the human Russ Thorne we witnessed in the last part. Marvelous verdict. So that's Russ Thorne for you. Although he is deadly and cold-blooded with no remorse for his crimes, many critics do not take him seriously since the movie is a parody. Still, you cannot ignore him. What do you guys say? Share your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while we sign off, we will be back with another deadly villain in the upcoming videos. If you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.